I'm still with the Nightcap Show. Hey, man, we're going to try something new, man. We're going to try something new for you guys. I just came back into town. I just touched down in New York a few hours ago. Out in Orlando, enjoying some nice sunny weather, man. Nice pool. The Sunshine State. Went to Gatorland. Got to see some alligators. Wanted to take a swim for the pool, man, but I ain't trust the hotel pool, man. It's still COVID out here. Florida kind of wild. You got people in Florida not wearing masks. Then that's a real thing happening. All right. Everyone, let's get it going, man. Make sure I get this. I need to change this to a different color. There we go, man. And for those wondering, in the morning today, Vlad had to take care of the baby and all that. And we had nobody to produce the show, so we'll be back Tuesday morning. LTBR Daily, as always, 10:30 a.m. It's 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But finally, you guys are all spending time with me. It's not I'm spending time with you. You're spending time with me. You know, because this stream doesn't exist without the people. LTBR is for the people, by the people, the voices of the people. So salute to everybody on the stream. 8:05 right now at the 8:05 mark. Salutes to Ben Swazye. We're going to have Ben Swazye call up, talk a little bit about some of the battle rap transactions over the weekend. There was some sincere ciphers over the weekend. We'll get some King of the Dot expert opinions from him, of course, as always, as you know him as KOTB. And we're going to talk about some of our top 20 selections. You guys already know it's All-Star year. It's All-Star season. It's end of the year season. It's Battle of the Year list season. It's Body of the Year list season, right? Battler of the Year list season, top battlers of the year. The sources are going to make their lists. They've been quiet as kept as a church mouse all year long. They're just going to come out here with a top 20 list, and everybody's going to be angry about it. But the people that made the list are going to be happy about it. We've been through this every single year. Every single year. Babyface France. I appreciate that. JC Ryder was crazy. Beta 3000. If you've seen the battle, I appreciate that. France, I'm gonna get you a new webcam for Christmas. Yes, please. I would love nothing more than to increase the quality of the stream in any aspect. Jazz is gonna be on the source list. Jazz hasn't battled. Jazz has not battled. Whole different crowd in here tonight. Hey, Surf Lawyers, a whole different vibe, man. This is the nighttime crew. And I appreciate all of you guys rocking with me. Let's go a quick little roll call. Everybody in the building, man. Breezy Day. Talia Day. Nexus still in the building. We're going to talk about Nexus performance over the weekend. Dave 11. Boss, man. Level Scales. Miss Marla. Basketball, man. Some regulars here. Surf Lawyer. Some regular people here. Ozzy's here. Juwan's here. Cone is here. You know what I'm saying? Miss Kiki's here. Bars 2020's here. You know what I'm saying? The ref is in the building. Ref, I've seen your messages over the weekend. I apologize, my brother. I'm just now getting back to New York. You know what I'm saying? Shoe Gang in the building. Two Eyes in the building. You know, we got a full house here, man. We got a full house. Born Legacy 11. Let's start off like this, right? I want to talk to you guys about my biggest takeaway of the weekend. I'll take all questions, and then wherever direction you guys want to go, any battles or any of the stuff that you heard over the weekend you want to get some clarifications about, we can do that. We could definitely do that. My biggest takeaway from Born Legacy was we have such high expectations of battles sometimes, right? Because Volume 6, everybody says, it's the worst volume ever. All those battles dropped, and those battles are still getting more engagements, probably more clicks, probably more views than any of the other battles on the app. So an overrated battle by high expectations is still going to get a lot of watch, still got a lot of clicks, got to get a lot of replay. And battles on the rewatch are never as bad as they feel initially that first time. You know, you're probably drinking, you're probably smoking, probably multitasking, you're probably on the chat, you know, you're probably arguing with somebody you made a bet about with the battle, you're probably debating with somebody. That happens. Once you go back to rewatch it, these battles ain't so bad. These battles are pretty good. And Born Legacy 11, the first thing you would think of is, well, these small events, the people are hungrier. These cards are better than the big cards. And while that may be true sometimes, you know, I just don't understand why we have such high expectations for certain things, you know. And the good thing about these cards, the Born Legacy cards, like this little off the grid cards on the weekend app, private exclusive events, is this is a very private setting. There's not extreme expectations to the roof other than for you to perform well and bring home some good content for us to rewatch. It's a lot of good battles that day, a lot of competitive battles, a couple decent battles. To be honest, some forgettable, you know, and I think that's part of every single card. So no disrespect to the MCs. It's some of the best rappers in the world, best battle rappers in the world there talking. So like, you can have your performance overshadowed. That happens. It happens. Let's start off like this, man. Let's talk about Fonz and Av. I feel like that's a battle that when I was watching it in the moment, I stopped myself for a second and I had to just check my reality, check my expectations at the door. Because after the first round of that battle, I liked what I was seeing, but I didn't feel complete. Like, I didn't feel like I got what I wanted. And then at that moment, at the top of the second round, I said to myself, pump the brakes. This is Av's first battle since March. This is Fonz's first battle on URL since the finals in July. So these guys, Fonz 5 months from not battling on URL, Av 9 months, maybe longer, right? Ring rust is a real thing. No matter how good some people are, ring rust can exist. And Av and Fonz are the type of bar fest punchline battle rappers that even them on a decent day is still better than a lot of people on their good day. So I love the battle. Fonz first and second's close. It's a really debatable battle. I would love to watch it back. Only thing I can know is that Av got that third round clear. Av is such a good angler. Av is such a good talker. He just has this perfect like direction of like not even needing to create a punchline, no storyline, no angle. He doesn't even really need an angle, but he knows how to just talk to somebody directly. And he was trying his best to like little bro, you know, like put Fonz under the wing, son him and all that. But the first two rounds is close, so it's definitely debatable. It's definitely debatable, guys. I'm gonna leave it at that. You know, there's no clear winner. What was the angles? Says Ben Swazye. The angles are pretty solid. It's just kind of saying like, what do you need to do, Fonz, to like advance in your career? You haven't gotten there yet. You're still a youngin'. You know, you ain't been through what I've been through. Like, and Av could kind of talk that to a lot of guys. So that little template works. That's why Av doesn't lose to guys he gives shots to normally. Like when he battles like the Glue Easies, the franchises, handful of these guys, he's kicking ass and taking names for that reason, because that template works for everybody. But Fonz is like a mirror match. Fonz is like almost the identical version of Av. Should they have taken other opponents instead? Nah, man. I think it was a good battle. Like, again, like I was watching it live in the building, and I also gave it high expectations for myself, because I'm thinking like, this guy's an Ultimate Madness champion, an arguable Rookie of the Year versus one of the best two punches in the world right now. Like, this should be one of the craziest matches ever. But it was a really, 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 really good battle. I think everybody's going to really enjoy it when it comes out. Let's go through some of the messages in the chat before we continue on with Born Legacy 11, man. Av the third, Fonz the second. First is debatable. Something like that, man. I ain't mad at something like that, bars. Ben Swazye says Av and Verb up next. It is time for Av to definitely get some of those heavy names, and Av said himself he's back. Actually, Av has an interesting quote. He's on 15 Minutes of Fame, and he mentions why it's so difficult for him to get matches. End quote. People just want good opportunities. They don't want wars. And can you blame them? Do you see what Av does to people? You see what Av did to Arsenal? Nobody wants to be that guy. All right? See what Av did to Chess on their Gnome debuts? Nobody wants to be that guy. All right? You take away the jackhammer bar from Shotgun Suge, Nobody wants to be that guy neither. Yeah, chess was good. Chess was good. Chess was solid. What's the first battle to watch from Born Legacy? Oh, whatever comes out first. Whatever comes out first. Fonz called out Nitty today. Yeah, it's not Fonz's first time calling out Nitty. Fonz has called out Nitty. He's called out Shine. He's called out these guys in the past. He wants the punchers. He wants to climb that puncher route. So salute to Fonz for that. Next in Cuban. Let's talk about Next in Cuban, man. Let's get into that. Let me pull this up over here, man. Listen, man. I want to talk about Next for a second. Really, really talented. He has a lot of awareness. Unfortunately, Corona is going to put a lot of hurdles in front of him battling in this COVID setting because he is so good at getting reactions and engagements from the crowd. And he's so good at creating haymakers away from his opponent. You know what I mean? So that works in a space where there's an audience. That works in a space where there's a crowd to entertain that's going to fuel your momentum. Plus, he has a really good pen. He performs. He studies the game tapes. Like, he was there the entire time after his battle, front row center, watching every other battle, soaking up game, talking to the guys that are a little bit more experienced and seasoned. That he wants to be good. You know what I mean? He wants to be great. So those are the steps that it takes to be that person. He's still really raw though, you know, pause if needed. There's a lot of like raw talent and it's not honed yet. There's no full structure, but you know, that's the point. Like the structure is supposed to be building as it comes. You know what I mean? Like it's going to all piece itself together as time continues, because he's not a final product by no means. But the point was to put him in his position to see what he can do being on a card with all these names, sharing a card with Red, Av, you know what I'm saying, Danger Zone, Kid Chaos, Saga. Like, these are a lot of names you surrounded him by, and he arguably had one of the best back and forth battles of the night with all these names around him. So, you know, that stands out for something. I see the chat stop moving. Let me get the chat running back for you guys. I might have closed that out. We got Ben Swazye coming on at 10 minutes and at 8:25 at the top of the hour. We got Ben Swazye coming on at the top of the hour. Let me reconnect everything here. All right, there we go. We got the chat back going. Fire. How you guys liking the chat feature on the side, man? You guys like it? It's okay. Fucking with it. Much better. Yeah, man. I do. So, all right, it's time for me to rant, right? Before we finish on with Born Legacy. What is the word narrative to you guys? Like, what do you mean by narrative? Because somebody giving an opinion on a battle that they witnessed, especially one time, and if you guys are fans of the culture, you know watching a battle one time can mean a whole lot of things. It just from the energy in the room, how you felt, what resonated with you, right? So it's a one-time watch, as opposed to getting the actual post-game interview from the rappers themselves. Don't listen to the opinion of the battle. Listen to the rappers themselves. They're going to tell you how they feel about these things. They're going to tell you how they feel about these things. And my rant pretty much comes from, I got a lot of attacks over the weekend. I got a lot of crazy tweets. I got a lot of hate, but it's part of the game. And I enjoy all engagement, but it just didn't kind of make sense to me where I'm like, you guys are criticizing an opinion or how I describe the battle. And most of the battles, I didn't even pick a winner for, to be honest with you. But there's battlers on the timeline that were not physically present at Born Legacy, tweeting out winners, tweeting out people they think won battles to things they have not witnessed. That's setting a narrative. That's somebody that has not even witnessed the battle and is giving you an opinion. That just can't happen. Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense to me. Let me make sure I got everything going here. Narratives now mean I don't like what you said. Vlad in the chat. You know how the culture do. Listen, man, I know how the culture is. It's just I'm kind of shocked the culture doesn't know how the culture is. You know what I mean? At this point in time, I don't really feel like you're getting anybody that's like wet behind the ears that's really brand new to battle rap. And even people that are brand new to battle rap, they're not going to attack you saying your opinion is creating a narrative because they're so new. They're still trying to learn everything. So the people that are like, you're setting a narrative, you're controlling the pacing of this, like you're controlling how people are going to view this battle. That's not at all true. You have the battle rappers themselves to tell you how they feel about it. Why not listen to them? Why are you listening to me? I don't get it. I truly don't, man. I truly don't. But I got Ben Swazye coming on in 7 minutes. So I want to keep going with Born Legacy 11. Cuban and Next was a solid battle. I will say this, though. Next had a second round rebuttal. My God. And it was mid-round. I give extra points to mid-round rebuttals because it is so difficult to leave the pocket of the material you're in when you're probably already 32 to 48 bars into your verse. To stop at that current juncture and analyze what's currently happening. You have that sense of awareness to able to land a haymaker and get right back to that moment of your verse with no problems. Listen, Next and Ryder had crazy rebuttals that night. But after Ryder did his rebuttal, he had a little turbulence in his round. And he admits it. So this is not me saying the narrative, right? He said himself that it wasn't as clean. Next did that second round rebuttal, got right back into business. Let's keep it rolling, man. So that we talked about Av and Fonz, talked about Next and Cuban. What other battles you guys want to hear out there? I'll take selections from the chat. Which other battles from the weekend that you got some updates on and you would like to hear a little bit more clarity? Who won? I don't know, man. I got to watch that first round again. If I had to, it's a real coin toss, but I will say this, though, like, just for the fact that Next probably has a higher ceiling. And Cuban, salutes to Cuban, but man, he's hated online. I don't know why. He's a nice guy, guys. He's a nice guy. He served for our country. Treat him with a little more respect. But I can see a world where Next is the dominant winner on all like facets, on the polls, on Twitter, on the chat, consensus, messages, media, you name it. I see him where he wins. JC and Ryder recap. I'll start with Swamp and Swave real quick just to get out the way. And I don't say get out the way in a bad way. It was a real forgettable battle. I was kind of just shocked because, like, you ever watch a basketball game or a football game or any sporting event and both teams are just like, they're not playing bad, but they're not playing good. You're just waiting for one team to turn up and take control of the game. And then at some point, the game gets a little sloppy. There's a lot of turnovers, a lot of missed layups. That's how the battle felt. Like, it wasn't sloppy, but Swave was, like, good. Then Swamp won, and it was good. And I just, like, all right, who's going to take control of this battle? Who's going to lead the pace right now? Who's going to put the nail in the coffin? Who's going to impose their energy? Who's going to let me know that I want to win this battle? It kind of just felt like they were just both, like floating through their battle, really. It was trash. Stop it. CJ, you didn't see it. You can't call it trash. But it did feel like a forgettable battle to me. I'll say that. Hopefully it looks better on camera. But these guys aren't your pen wizards, right? So as far as on-camera battles, you're looking for content and feel. And, it's about 8 to 10 people in that room. The same rotating people. At some point, I feel like the energy also dwindled because a lot of people could not get into the venue because they didn't have their testing, So, URL takes a very serious protocol, all this. By the way, your boy is negative. For anybody wondering, I did get a test over the weekend. I'm negative, so salutes to that because, everybody puts it on the line for Corona, traveling, cross-country, taking 2 planes back-to-back. You never know what could happen along the way. And you're doing this for the sake of some content, for the sake of the brand, entertain the fans. You know what I'm saying? So I want to talk about JC and Ryder. Let's talk about JC and Ryder before we bring on Ben Swazye. JC and Ryder. You know, Ben Swayze, I'm gonna give you 5 more. I'm gonna give you 5 more minutes, man. I'm bringing on at 8:30 because I definitely started a little bit behind times, and I want to get through this. JC and Ryder. I had a problem with the battle going into it because Ryder kept saying how much of a decline JC was going in, like how much of a decline he was in currently. Like, I didn't like that because it's like, wait, hold on, like this is probably one of the bigger names you've battled thus far, and you're diminishing his stock by saying he's not who he is. So if you beat this guy, you set yourself up for the failure of like, oh, well, JC hasn't been who he's been, so you beat a washed JC, you beat a downtrending, declining JC, like, and that's far from the truth, guys. Like, don't forget, JC made ORED look crazy in the top of the year, all right? JC and Clips, decent back and forth. He lost to Loso, but that was a frustrated Loso that was sitting on like 8 months of material for a URL battle, all right? Him and Prep, good back and forth. The app has spoken. They gave that to Prep. Him and Riggs, good back and forth. I was in the building for it. Riggs showed a lot of personality, but I don't know where this whole Riggs beat JC came from. It didn't come from any of us, right? And so when JC has 3 battles that are going to drop on the app between him and Riggs and him and Rada, and then him and Prep, that just dropped over the last month, he's going to win those 3 battles, and he's only going to have lost to Loso. So is JC really on a decline? Or is JC just staying himself in battle shape, taking these battles and having wars with people, giving shots? Yeah, he's always giving shots. So you probably are tired of seeing him give shots. But if he don't do it, then who is going to do it? By the way, little spoiler alert for the battle. JC finally embraced the dancing. He finally embraced the dancing. And man, I was happy about it. He did a whole little move in the second round. Only took him about 70 battles to embrace it, right? So I'm looking forward to rewatching that for sure. The second round was the clearest round of the battle. JC got that round. And then Ryder's rebuttal. Listen, man, I know Ryder has tried a rebuttal. He's tried a freestyle. Some hit, some miss. I don't know what was he on. Like, that was like a A-Ward, Holodon, DNA rookie mistake, like, level of a rebuttal. Like, I'm not going to go as far as to say best rebuttal of the year. I see people saying best rebuttal ever. I'm like, relax, it just happened. Can we wait? Can we not do that? Can we not put something on a list 48 hours after it just happened? Can we at least give it like 7 days to marinate on it, rewatch it, and then figure out where to rank it? But I'll say this much: it was the best rebuttal I've heard the entire month of December. And for somebody who's not necessarily known for that, like Rada is, I think that means a lot. What was interesting about the battle and what made it battle of the night is that they both added new wrinkles. Like, I started seeing Ryder do little things that, like, I'm not used to seeing him do. I started seeing JC do things I'm not used to seeing him do. And I think that's the best opportunity to experiment sometimes when there's these battles where maybe the risk and reward isn't so high, as long as you both bring good content to the table. What is the best rebuttal ever? Shoot, man. I can't pick of one, but I could just think of people that just will always have the greatest rebuttals ever. Sharon, DNA, Clips in his prime. You know, Ilmac, Hollow, of course. Big Cannon's Mask Up. That's definitely up there. We got 3 minutes before we call Ben Swayze, man. What other battles from Born Legacy you guys want to know about before we get Ben Swayze up here? Clips and Jones, Avin Fonz, Saga and Chaos. Jay Black, salutes to you, my brother. We talked about Fonz and After Top. They were on my helmet for it. That's the battle everybody wanted. I had a person tweet me saying, "Why did you stop giving me updates about this battle?" I see that we're very adamant about it. But listen, it's a bar fest. I can't spoil all the bars for you. Kid Chaos and the Saga. Listen, man, I know. Kid Chaos was upstairs, bro, against Danger Zone, and it didn't feel organic. It also kind of felt like he was in a room with people that were favoriting him a little bit more. But here's something about Danger Zone that a lot of you don't know, and only people that have been to an event where Danger Zone is battled can attest to this. he has these moments where he just kind of veers off from everybody. He has a late writing style now. He's developed into a later writer where he writes the week or of the battle anywhere between 7 to 9 days. And so the day of the battle, he's frantically pacing the entire venue, getting his material down. And kudos to him because he doesn't even stumble or choke. He gets it off very clean. But I'm sure the level of anxiety and isolation the entire day of not engaging anybody and then just showing up to battle, maybe people don't feel as connected. Maybe people don't feel as connected, you know? So, like, But so Kid Chaos in Danger Zone, still a fantastic victory for Kid Chaos. He showed that he does not take his foot off the gas pedal. And with Saga, he did the exact same thing. All right? That guy does not take his foot off the gas pedal. Full Mamba mentality. I actually want to give Kid Chaos his praise before we talk about Saga choking. Like, I know the storyline when people choke is always about this person choking. Let's pile on this person. Let's beat up on this person. Look, man, there's no more. There's no need to pile on Saga anymore, right? Anybody who's been watching Saga knows he had a fantastic 2019, a fantastic 2018. But his 2020 wasn't that. At the very least, he still gave you a battle of the year. And even though he's choked in a few times this year, especially in some of the biggest moments, taking some consistent losses, and a lot is going on in his life personally. He just lost an uncle to COVID, so rest in peace to his family. My condolences to the Saga. Maybe it's a little bit bigger than battle rap, but the one thing I want to say to Saga before we go back to giving Kid Chaos his flowers is Saga. Right now, it kind of feels like you are at Vegas, right? You went to the table with $500. You lost all 500, and now you're at the ATM pulling out another 500, right? And you lost that 500, so you went back to the ATM again and pulled out another 500. So initially you spent $1,500, and you're just chasing to try to make up for that money you lost at the casino. That's how I feel about your battles ever since Mike P. Like you dropped the ball against Mike, you put yourself in the tournament. Holmesy clears you after being one of the biggest underdogs. You had a resurgence with franchise, but then Jay and Kid Chaos, they get you out of here back to back. So I think it's really time for Saga to take a break. And I don't mean like a break like, I'm going to take a Geechee Gotti break. Let me take 40 days off. 40 days is not a break, all right? Maybe for Danny Myers and Ill Will, all right? Maybe for Rum Nitty who battles once a fucking month. Not for a guy like the Saga, right? Saga needs an actual break. Kid Chaos is amazing, though. Kid Chaos is nothing short of amazing. He's going to transcend himself to be one of the best writers in the game in about a year or two. He still has a long way to go. I'm not sure if I could see him making a Summer Madness or Gnome stage, but Arsenal came to the venue, right? Because Arsenal lives out there in Florida. And Arsenal wanted to see Kid Chaos in person. He flipped the coin for the battle, and Arsenal is going ballistic all 3 rounds. Like, you don't have people like Smack, K-Shine, and Arsenal going crazy and co-signing your performances if you're not doing your fucking job. That's the only way you can dictate that, this guy must be doing something right. He must be doing something right. So salute to him, man, because his style is so unique, poetic. It only works for him. He breaks the boundary of rhyme patterns, but he doesn't stay on the scheme too long. Has a haymaker to go attach with it. And because he's such a layered writer, when you go back to rewind, you're going to just appreciate the content. That's Kid Chaos for you. Salute to Kid Chaos. I think he might have made my edge to make a top 20 list for sure. And he's definitely renounced his Rookie of the Year campaign. Let's bring on Ben Swazye. Let's get Ben Swazye on here to talk about some of the transactions over the weekend. Let's get my guy on over here, man. I like the late night show, man. The late night show is a little different, but I fuck with it. All right. Let's get it. Cuban, salute, man. Yes, sir. Let's make sure the people can hear you. You can hear me, but they can't hear you, right? Hold on, hang tight. Hang tight. Don't go.
Can you hear me, Fred?
I hear you. I hear you loud and clear.
Right. I guess I gotta listen to the computer then or something.
The chat says we can't hear that clown. Yo, hold it down, man. You got an echo over there, man. What's going on?
France, what the hell?
What you mean, what the hell? They can hear you. They can hear you. I can hear you. You good? What else you need, brother? You all set?
France, I cannot hear shit that you saying, bro.
Hold on.
Like, I don't know if I'm supposed to be on caffeine. Like, is this just a regular phone call?
Just a regular phone call, man. Just a regular phone call. You don't got to think too
hard.
hard.
All right, there we go.
You don't got to think too hard. You hear me now?
Yeah. Is it echoing?
No, you good. We could hear you the entire time. You were good the entire time. Don't you worry.
Listen, man, I thought I was on Twitch. My bad.
Hey, man, listen, man. First and foremost, man, you was on Twitch. Hilarious. New Era Podcast. King of the Dot, not champ. King of the Dot judge. King of the Dot.
Nah, you got it right. King of the Dot champ.
King of the Dot champ. That's I take it. Ben Swazye, New Era Podcast. What up, my brother?
What's good, my guy?
Hey, man. The culture never sleeps. There's always something going on. There's always something going on all over the country. So while I was down in the South, you were at Sincere Ciphers.
Facts. Shout out to Sincere, man. Sincere Ciphers is back. It was good vibes, man. Bad people was there. Anwar, Rita, Rum Nitty, Chess, Bill Collector, 40 Cal, Jazz the Rapper, Luke Castro. It was mad people in the building.
What was the most interesting thing that took place at the Sincere Ciphers?
The most interesting thing was Bill Collector rapping over 2 different beats.
Oh. That sounds like some Bill Collector shit to do.
Yeah, you know how Bill give it up.
That sounds like some real Bill Collector shit to do, man.
Yeah, so like they picked 2 different beats, so like half of them to rap over 1 beat. I don't want to say the beats. They really wasn't cypher beats. They was kind of unorthodox, I guess. Like they was kind of different, but they used 2 different beats. I'll wait for them to drop it. And half the battlers did 1 beat, the other half did the other beat. And Bill said, "Fuck that, I'm doing both."
Salutes to Bill, man. We need a Bill Collector and Cortez verbal Warzone battle. I know Cortez is your man. I know you have a Murder Ave license plate for your car. So see what you can do to get that battle to happen.
Facts. It was interesting though. I think the person that went the craziest was Quest. Not Marvin Quest. What's his brother name? OMP brother.
Oh, he was there.
Yeah, he went crazy.
Okay.
He went crazy. Chess, he had some difficulties. You know what I mean?
Whoa, hold on. We're not just gonna breeze past that. What does that mean? He had some difficulties.
He couldn't get right.
So I just want to for the audience listening, everybody out there. I heard Ben Swazye say it. Chess could not get it right. That means 2 people from the 2014 PG class
cool.
choking this weekend.
I feel like I'm being politically correct because I be trying to watch what I be saying and shit. But I'm gonna just tell you what it was. Like he had the bars. He showed everybody the bars in his phone, but he wrote it the day of. That's what he said. So he couldn't get it together. Like it took him a minute. I left. I ended up leaving. It was just taking too long. But he had the bars though. Like he showed the bars. It's like, but I don't know. I don't know what happened. Like you knew that here's my thing, yo. Here's why Chuck kind of got to get packed up. Because
okay, all right, there we go.
I respect it, you know what I'm saying? At least you did write it down, but you been knew that the cipher was coming up and you wrote it the day of. That's kind of, I mean, that's violating. That's violating that's violating sincere as far as, you know what I mean, the quality that he wants to put out. The good thing, though, is that it's edited, so nobody's going to know anyway.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
Yeah.
The integrity of battle rap is just going down the drain, or we just want to create content, right?
Vlad said, how many takes before you left?
How many takes?
I don't want to seem like I'm over-exaggerating, but I'd say it took about an hour and a half.
Yikes. That's, it's not good, man. It's not good.
But Castro, shout out to Luke Castro. Luke Castro went crazy. Shout out to Jazz. Jazz went crazy. 40 Cal was cool. I don't know why. I really don't remember none of his bars or whatever. 40, I think he did all right. Quest went crazy. Bill did good. Oh, and the first dude, too. Pack him up. I think it was Sincere Brother, though, so I really don't want to pack him up too much. But it was like he was kind of using his inner voice.
Yo, I want to switch gears, right? Because Chess is a solid name that everybody wants to battle. But we have to be real right now. Like, Chess isn't a difficult battle rapper to beat. In fact, if you even try to take away all of, even if you take away
don't act crazy now. Don't act crazy.
Listen. Let's just keep it. Let's just be honest. Even if you take away all of the performances where there's turbulence, he's not really winning a lot of battles. Clearly, in my opinion, not a lot of them. So here's the question I want to ask you, right? And I want to ask the audience as well.
Let's get it.
Loso has been wanting Chess for a while, and it's on his radar, and in fact, it's a match that's probably brewing. There's been conversations. It could go down. But there's two other matches of people that are hot, loved by the fans, and more importantly, more difficult opponents, and they want to battle Loso. That's Easy the Block Captain, and that's Frack. Do you think if Loso beats Easy and Frack, those two wins matters more than beating Chess?
Yes. Yeah, it matters more. Here's why the Chess situation is weird. It's a lose-lose situation because I'm going to be honest. If Chess comes with 3 rounds, Loso's not beating Chess.
Like, but the sentence starts with an if.
Right. It's going to be an if. But he's not going to beat Chess. So you're already going to lose. Then if you do win because he does choke or stumble, then it's like, well, you won, but Chess wasn't prepared. So it's going to get swept under the rug, kind of. You get a good battle with Easy. If you beat Easy, it's like, oh, nah, Easy was going crazy and you won. And Frack is it's just gonna be entertaining. I mean, he got that Carter Dean's kind of Bill Collector, Yoshi defense where it's not really much you can say.
Look, man.
So I would take Easy and Frack before Chess.
I agree. I think if he beats Easy and Frack, that holds more weight than beating Chess. And I want to go through some of the chat real quick because I want to see what they were thinking about this. Some of them were saying yeah, some of them were saying no. You know, there's a couple split opinions here. Beating Chess does hold weight. I'm not saying that it doesn't, but beating Easy and Frack holds more weight because those are two dangerous matches for Loso. I don't feel like Chess is a dangerous match for Loso.
Now, beating Chess, it holds weight if Chess comes with 3 rounds. And I keep saying if because that's really the only way that's gonna happen. Chess is still a crazy writer, you know what I'm saying? But if he comes with 3 rounds, it's not a lot of people that's gonna win that battle. It's probably like less than 10% of the culture that's gonna win. But if he does come with 3 rounds and you end up still winning, then salute to you. It does hold more weight then.
We're gonna agree to disagree at that moment there for that one. But you know, the end of the year list is coming around, right? The top 20s and the Horsemen.
Yes, I put out my list. You ain't even see. So the list that we was talking about, Fred.
Yes, sir.
On the phone or whatever, I put it out, and I kind of got killed. Pause.
Really?
Yeah, like some people was I don't know.
Why didn't like what didn't like about your list?
So it was pretty much like the bottom five that I was having issues with. Which, I mean, I respect it, but you know what I mean? Like, I didn't have Jaden Knight. Well, Jaden Knightman's on my list now. I put him at 20. And I did that, but people didn't like Big K on my list. I had about like 19, I think.
Yeah, the Big K one's polarizing because just because he has the body of the year or one of the most like potent rounds, does that mean he's been a complete battle rapper? Does that mean he's been a complete like, oh, I can count on him for 3 rounds? Is he, you know what I mean? Like,
well, he had Mac Myron. I thought that was a good battle for him. He had Big T. He won that battle, and he had one of the bodies of the year. That's 3 battles with a body of the year. I thought 20 was cool.
You and I had a long conversation about A Ward and Loso because we were debating which one of the two had the better year. And in the chat, feel free to chime in on Loso, A Ward, who you think had a better 2020. But the bigger thing is, both these guys are like, they're always like in the 10 to 15 range. They can never crack that 9th, 8th spot, right? And I will say this much.
I got Loso at 10 right now. I got him right under Bill Collector and Holmesy. But I think yesterday his battle with Cali Smooth will put him over Holmesy. So I put him at 9. I got him right under Bill Collector. I got Bill Collector at 8.
Bill Collector at 8.
I got Bill at 8.
Mm-hmm.
I got Loso at 9. I got A Ward all the way down at 15. Because the Coffee battle didn't go down yet. And we didn't see the ORAD battle. It's pretty much like we going off of what we heard or what we think might have happened.
We're going to talk about A Ward and Coffee in a second, but, you know, these guys, they have the baddest luck ever. Like, they have battles always fall through the cracks. Opponents no-show them. Battles get booked and they get unbooked. A lot of bad things happen to the Horsemen, and it's I don't know why. I don't know why the Christian brothers get so much bad luck. But what do you think they need to do to get over the hump of where they're at right now? Because they are high-level battlers, right? Like they're always in the mix of being in the top 20 list or having a top battle of the year, but they can't crack that next level. And it's like, I don't want to say they're like peaking, but they're like, they haven't figured out how to get over the hump. What do you think they need?
This is going to sound kind of petty, but I think it's something as simple as negotiations in your contract. You know, when your battle drops, you know what I mean? Like making sure your battle drops within a certain time frame. If you're signing longer dick contracts, make sure that, you know, you got 2 or 3 good plates. Like, you got to set yourself up for success. Like, if you just getting a phone call saying, "Oh, will you battle on my league in 2 months?" and you saying yeah, and they, you know, they give you an advance, but it's nothing that's gonna really advance your brand, then it's pretty much for nothing. Because the battle might not have to drop. It might be a league nobody's watching it on. It could be your opponent don't show up. It could be you have a good battle and then the shit just don't drop. Think about it, yo. This is the second time in 2 years that A-Ward's had a great battle that didn't drop at the end of the year. Last year was him and Chef Trey. This year is him and O'Reilly. Those are 2 big battles that'll put you from 15 that you never know. You probably be in the top 10.
It does make a difference. O-Red is one of those names that if you get on your resume, like it makes a difference for your year. And he had a really good battle with O-Red.
Especially if it's like a classic, like if it's a crazy back and forth with replay value and everything.
Let's close things off with this, right? You mentioned contract negotiations. Maybe it feels like the Horsemen are almost overly brand conscious, where they're taking opportunities that sounds good on paper, but ultimately in battle rap, it's all about the production on the floor as opposed to how it's being sold, right? You can sell any and everything, but we want the final product to be a fire battle. So The Four Horsemen need to work on their business side of things, but A-Ward got no-showed in California, and Coffee has
OD.
Coffee has me blocked. I think Coffee has you blocked too, right? But that doesn't stop us from getting the information. So
I still know everything. I'm still tuned in.
It doesn't stop us. So they can do whatever they want. We're still gonna get the information we need. Coffee says they knew the event started and Coffee wasn't coming within 100 feet because I'm not allowed to. They played all of us in our face. The riot responds to Coffee saying, "How would we know this? How are you not allowed to? I doubt the police is watching a Twitch stream to see if some females who allegedly can't be around each other was going to be there to take them to jail. Nobody with common sense would believe this battle didn't go down, but don't lie on the riot." A-Ward responds to Coffee, "I offered to do the battle today at Avocados with no crowd. Is that an option?" She says it's still an option. She says she wants to get the bars out, but then later on she says a tweet with a flyer of her battle with JC on the most absurd card I've ever seen in history, and she says last night's business didn't work out. This business is already done. What do you think is going on, Ben? Is Geechee doing bad business? Is Coffee not showing up to the venue because there's certain individuals at the venue and it might have thrown her performance off? Is it a combination of everything? Like, what do you think's happening?
Chat, say it with me. Pack it the fuck up. Yo, pack it up, yo. I don't even make no sense. So they already knew beforehand that you wasn't coming to the event because a female was going to be there and you can't be within 100 feet of you. That don't even sound right. Pack it up, pack it up, pack it up, pack it up, pack it up. First of all, it would have been, all Coffee had to say was, Geechee, listen, some people there that I don't fuck with, I don't rock with or whatever, I don't want them there, you know what I mean? If y'all want me to show up, I don't want them there. Simple. Instead, you going to not let nobody know nothing. Then the next day, you coming out with all these allegations that people got. That's it, Clint. From now on, I need to see doctor's notes. I need permission slips and all of that. I need to see your papers and all of that because y'all acting crazy. We was up for 6 hours watching battles for that. Bro, we was up all night watching wild battles. Good battles. It was good battles, though. Shout out to the riot. There was a lot of good battles. Good
battles is a strong word.
There was some good. There was a lot of good battles. It was like 30 battles. I ain't saying they was all good, but there was some good battles. But we know why we was there. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in the chat, y'all know why we was there. We wanted to see A-Ward versus Coffee Brown.
Right.
A-Ward was there. You know what I'm saying? He was behind Loso holding him down. Why was you not there? You talking about you got all this stuff going on that people can't be there and all that? Like, oh, boy. So now people running out your city. You can't even go in your own venues because, oh, boy. All right, forget it, yo. I'm going to say something that's going to get me in trouble again.
Look,
that don't make no sense, bro. And I feel bad for A-Ward because he's like, yo, let's do it tomorrow. Let's do it at what's the problem? Then before that happened, she was saying, business wasn't right, but I'm going to be at this event and all the business is right. So now, what is it? Is it business not right? Is there somebody there that you're not supposed to be around? Like, what we talking about? Talk it up, yo.
Hey, listen, man. Ben Swazye, New Era Podcast every Sundays. Talk back. When's it coming back?
My bad, y'all. I was about feelings. All right, let me cool down. So, New Era Podcast every Sunday. Make sure y'all pull up. The last episode I did, I just put up my top 20 list. We debated it and all that. You know what I mean? If y'all want to see how I ended up with that list. And yeah, man, I'm outside. 2021, I got some good things coming in work. You know what I mean? So stay tuned for that. But, yeah, let's talk battle rap at night.
Hey, man, Mr. Swazye, your time's always appreciated, my brother.
Holla at me.
Later. Mr. Pack It the fuck up. Let it be known that Coffee needed to be packed up. There's only one word to describe Coffee Brown's 2020. Controversial. Controversial is the best way to describe her year, because on a skill set, on a lyrical basis, she has improved. She has inclined from wherever she was a year or two ago, and that is a fact. And there is a valid argument that she's one of the best out. I can't say one of the top 5, maybe 6, maybe 7, but it doesn't go past 10, and Coffee misses the list, in my opinion. Does have some historic battles, right? For what it's worth. First intergender rookies versus vets. First intergender 2-on-2 on URL, you know. And the Casey battle is a victory on camera, but that has a whole debacle story. The Miss Miami battle, that ends up being a whole meme for the next 48 hours, right? And now this battle doesn't happen. So her entire year is just controversy. She jumped from top tier from January to now. We all know controversy sells. There's levels of controversy selling, Ozzy. Like, there's like you being polarizing where people can't stop talking about you, as opposed to every time we have to complete a transaction with you, there's an error. Like the card declines, the Apple Pay's not working, the machine's not registering. All of a sudden, this ATM doesn't want to bring out the cash. Why is there always a problem getting the transaction complete? And Robin Rhymes, yeah, but that was a couple years back. But that you can add that to the bucket list too. Dave, at one point, Coffee Brown had more vaulted battles than battles out. You know? And then I know these are probably the little things that we say that gets us blocked by these battlers, but these aren't lies. These are truth. These are actual statements. Coffee's fire, but she's giving me clean paper vibes. That's pretty strong, man. It just seems like it feels like there needs to be that one big homie that just needs to tell her how to manage her brand a little better. Like it. She has the talent, right? She has the looks, or at least she has the trap flicks for you guys that like the looks, right? she has the appeal. Like she can really be somebody that you have to say like, oh, yo, you cannot have a car without coffee on it. In fact, I were advocating for her to get on Watch the Throne to begin with. And even when she was on Watch the Throne, don't you guys remember? Her and Miami didn't get a flyer. They didn't do prime time. They were that match wasn't mentioned at all. Like that had a weird vibe to it as well. Geechee going to get her blocked off URL. Isn't the fans want to see her shine, but it's so way lately. Yeah, man, like that. I would like to see Coffee Brown in a position of success, but there needs to be smarter business decisions being made from all facets. She needs a cheap agent. I don't know if a good agent is cheap. I don't know if a cheap agent is good. So I don't know if those two things correlate for a recipe of success. All facts, man. Let's get into a quick report from over the weekend. Then we'll spin the block back to Born Legacy and close things off over there. Myverse has some very, very interesting words over the weekend. Let's pull this up. No Boss from Hip Hop is Real pulls up to Myverse, asking her about battles for the following year. She calls out a bunch of top names. She says she wants an A-verb for Kings and Queens too. And she says whenever another Watch the Throne Queen in the Ring card, she wants a top name. She says she wants an E-Heart. She wants an Official. She wants a Miss Hustle. She's open to Vixen. She's also open to Spinning the Block. But she has some very, very interesting words for a certain individual. So let's listen in.
Promise y'all, I'm working on it.
There is one name you didn't mention.
Who?
Jazz the rapper.
This bitch. I mean, what is there to mention? Shout out to Jazz. I don't know, like.
So what's hold on?
For what? For what? What's the point? Like I could battle so many other MCs that are
we
way more respected than her. That'll still give me my credit. You know what I mean? That'll still give me my respect. I'll get more respect for battling Official. And
I can battle way more other MCs and get more respect than her from battling Jazz. Woo! That, yeah, I almost couldn't believe the airwaves when I heard it myself.
Other MCs. This bitch. I mean, what is there to mention? Shout out to Jazz. I don't know, like.
So hold on.
For what? For what? What's the point? Like, I could battle so many other MCs that are
we
way more respected than her. That'll still give me my credit. You know what I mean? That'll still give me my respect. I'll get more respect for battling Official and beating Official. I'll get more respect for battling E Heart and beating E Heart.
So a lot to unpack there. First, let's start with this. There's not a list of names that has more respect than Jazz. Like, and if it is, the list doesn't pass 4 names, and that's probably E Heart, Official, Misfit, and you pick one name yourself. But if only 4 people in this planet have more respect than you, I think you're in a good position. And even then, I'm pretty sure that's not the case with them, because they may have more battles, they have more smoke, they have more competitive like display of showcases in their catalog and accolades than Jazz, but nobody has the popularity that Jazz has. So off respect alone, I can't agree with that, because if you get that Jazz plate, you got a plate that nobody else could get. Let's look at some of this chat before we keep going here. Jazz looking for love. Yikes. Ladies respectfully decline. I'd rather watch paint dry. Yikes. Jazz hardly battles and is still in my top 3. What has Myverse done? Jazz is scared to battle without Official. It was more respect than MCs for me. I agree, Tata. Jazz does not battle. She's more like Nunu. That's a bit harsh. She can go to RB King of the Dot. She wasn't great against RX too much. Yeah, like Miss Hustle, right, France? You're not gonna bait me. I don't even think she battles. She battle raps like she's in the 90s. I do have Official over Jazz. Listen, and going back to Myverse's second statement where she said, battling Official and E-Heart, I'll get more respect than beating Jazz. I have to respectfully disagree with that. I know E-Heart is the GOAT for a lot of y'all, but I just want to put into perspective. E-Heart does have a 50% CPR on URL. E-Heart does not have a million view battle to her name. E-Heart doesn't even have that many headliners to her name. So we give E-Heart this crown off of nostalgia alone and skill and her ability to punch. But if you've really been watching E-Heart the last 2 years, she hasn't been as potent. Why do you think everybody calls her out? Casey, RX, Coffee, you know what I mean? Yosh. Everybody wants Heart because they all know they're like sharks right now. They smell the blood in the water. They know she's vulnerable. You know what a clear win on E-Heart would do to an up-and-coming female battle rap stock? If Vixen was to beat Heart clearly, if RX beat Heart clearly, if Coffee beats Heart clearly, if Casey beats Heart clearly, they're going to transcend. And Heart's not going to just allow them to walk on over her, right? So there's that. And Official, look, man, Official's having a solid year. But let's just not act like there's not battles where she also loses or slips up or drops the ball. It happens. Jazz is somebody that has one clear loss, right? One clear loss. And that clear loss was half a decade ago. So I disagree, Myverse. Battling E-Heart and Official would not be more respectable, it is a lot of respect to battle, don't get it twisted, but I hold battling Jazz a higher weight than battling Official and E-Heart because nobody can get the Jazz battle. Official is my GOAT. They all know Heart is going to put up a fight. Heart is a respected rapper. Yes, she definitely is. But just because you're a respected rapper doesn't mean that you aren't vulnerable right now. She's very vulnerable. She's beatable right now. Everybody can smell the blood in the water. That's why they want E-Heart right now. That's why she's not taking matches right now. Don't you remember she was booked for RX in July? What if that went down? And what if that went down and Heart choked the round and RX looked crazy against E-Heart? Because obviously it's Heart. It might bring out her best performance ever. We're going to transcend RX to the next level. Nobody can get the Jazz battle because Jazz doesn't want to battle. Shine got her spooked. Shine did do that. She got to rework the formula before she come back. Oh, man. Now, I will say this, though. Myverse, at some point in that interview, did acknowledge that her battle with RX was a warm-up battle. Like, she acknowledges that, yeah, that's probably not the best material, and if you're going to judge me battling these top names off that material, then I could expect you picking me to lose. Like, she's aware of it, and we have to give that ring rust, acceptance. But nobody seems to know what the ceiling of Myverse is. That's why Myverse battling a top name, although a lot of people may not feel like she'll be as competitive. Some of y'all, I've seen some of y'all in the chat, y'all get crazy. There'd be a lot of Myverse slander, and I'm actually shocking. I'm actually shocked by it sometimes. But I will say, because we don't know what the final finished product looks like, that bit of mystery is going to creep up on us. We know what the best official, what the best E-Heart looks like already. So they have to constantly chase their legacy and be something close to that, which is difficult to do. They're not always at that level. All right? Tooth, I appreciate that. Salutes to the Tooth. Exactly. Myverse needs help on her content. They can beat Myverse at 50%. This is what I be talking about. This chat, man. This chat is something else. Can we get Vixen and E-Hearts? And Vixen clearly won. Yeah, Vixen definitely needs major plates. She deserves it. That's a polo sweater. Yo, man. It's a Christmas sweater, Tooth. You know what I'm saying, Tooth? SantaCon, ugly sweater parties out here in New York City should be lit, but because of Corona, we can't be celebrating like that. So I'm just gonna wear my ugly Christmas sweater indoors and talk to you guys. Did Jazz beat E-Heart? I'm gonna say this about that battle: Jazz definitely won in the building. On camera, it's a different story. But if you were there in that room, I don't think you can make a case for Heart. Being a great rapper doesn't always make you a great battler. Correct. That's very correct, CJ. All right, man. Let's get back to these Born Legacies. We have a couple more battles on Born Legacy we didn't get a chance to cover because I had to make sure I fit Ben into the right time slot. There is a CPR report from Born Legacy 11. Saga CPR not that high, although this is his first year choking as much as he's did. He only has 3 chokes on his URL career. And I just want to say, think about that for a second. Saga only has 3 chokes. You have guys like Twerk with 12. You have guys like Surf with like 10, right? You have guys like Old Red with like almost 7. You got guys like Suge with like 13. And granted, some of those guys' careers is a little down the bucket too. Like those stocks have declined as well, but not all chokes are equal. Like Saga has 3 chokes, and like now he needs to like sit down. Your man Surf choked 3 times consecutively, and he can probably get booked if he really wants to. Red CPR over the weekend increased from 27% to 30% with a choke against Danger Zone in the 3rd round. The choke was timed at almost 6 minutes. I'm a little concerned because his first round was fire. Like I didn't see him even having that situation. Like if you watched the first round of that battle, you wouldn't even think to yourself like, oh, Red's gonna choke in this battle at some point in time. Like his first round was fire. I'm gonna be here to tell that. I gotta make sure that gets out. All right, his first round was fire. His second round was choppy, a little slow, lackluster, lackadaisical. So I'm thinking, maybe that's just the round he mailed it in, and he's got a really good third. And he actually did have a good third. And he was going and going, and then he got thrown off, looked to the side, and just stopped. He didn't want a jersey, and I respect that. Like he already had known that he passed the boundary for a choke, but he didn't want a jersey. He really wanted to sit there, get it back, and finish his material. But this gave me like Low Pesci vibes. Like Low Pesci had like one of the longest chokes in battle rap history. He's there for like 7 minutes. Cicero against Bishop Brigante, 11 minutes. Like, why are we waiting that long? International P would have a heart attack waiting 11 minutes for an MC to rap again. Rum Nitty's choke was the worst I've ever seen. It was roughly about that long, man. It was a long period of time, and I want to give him credit because he at least wanted to finish his round. You know what I mean? But it wasn't coming to him, and at some point it's like, all right, man, we gotta call time. We gotta call time here. Danger Zone did what he had to do. We gotta call time and move along. I'm pretty sure the entire awkwardness won't be on the footage. Nobody wants to see that. I wouldn't want to see that. But I'm not happy with Red because this is his second battle back on URL this year since Genesis. And now he would have choked in 4 out of his last 6 rounds on URL. Choking 4 out of your last 6 rounds is not good. It's very nasty behavior. Very, very, very nasty behavior. But this is kind of his style, right? This is kind of who he's been. He's been this person for quite some time now. The real concern I had was some of his post-game interviews, right? He kind of was like, he didn't want to like really be open about what happened. Like he kind of wanted to be political about it. But it's kind of like, just own up to it. Own up to it. Like, take the beat out route. Like, even though beat out didn't choke per se, but if you own up to like not having a clean performance and apologize, like the fans, they accept that. Well, not they accept it, but they at least give you some more sympathy. They at least give you the respect as a warrior to going out to battle. You know what I mean? But when you kind of like hide behind it, try to let your fan base argue, you know, not really like have the I don't know, the transparency with what just occurred. It's not good. It's not good. Let's listen to this old red clip of a 15 Minutes of Fame report here.
What you want me to do with that? I don't know. I'm serious, huh? Like,
He's exceptional rapper.
you want me to tell you what I heard? What did you hear? I'm not going to tell you what I heard. I'll tell you off camera what I heard. But how you calling the battle? So your 2 rounds was better than his 3?
I think the only round that's clear is the second, and I think he got the second.
Only round is clear is the second,
and he got the second.
So the first and third could be debated.
Yeah.
Okay.
The first and third can be debated, Red. The first, I thought you won. I'm not gonna lie. Your first is fire. Kudos. The third, you got material out, but then you had that rough ending. Like you can't do that. You can't choke and say it's debatable. Like you can't do this. Or maybe I guess you can, right? Maybe I guess you can because only a few of us was there to witness it. So, but I don't know, man. I agree with you, Ozzy. He is talking like he lost. If battle rappers speak in that little cryptic tone like that, then it's never good, right? Good say never admit it. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not saying admit the defeat, but you could clean it up saying, I got a lot of my third round out, and I thought the material I got out was probably enough to beat him, but I had an error towards the end of my round that if somebody wants to give him the round, I understand. There's transparency. You're not admitting defeat. You're letting us know what happened, but you're also letting us know that you got some of your content out. Like, why is that so hard to say? That's the best answer you could give. Why did he even interview? Well, Augie, if he didn't interview at all, then y'all would have been questioning. Well, why didn't he say anything? Jersey CPR rate look nasty. Yeah, it's almost all in the high 30s. It's almost all in the high 30s. Did we miss any battles off Born Legacy? We talk Fonz and Av. We talk Next and Cuban. We talk Rod and JC. We talk Swamp and Swave. We just talked about Red and Danger. Hey Rico, you know what I said already, Rico. You heard it. You heard it for your ears already. You already heard it. Will and Prep. Yes, so It Will and Prep and Tink the Demon did not go down. No word on Tink. I'm sure they probably discussed everything. I just don't know the reason why I didn't go down. Excuse me. As far as Ill Will and Prep, well, we'll just need more time. And Drug's supposed to battle Danny in that same card, and I think Danny did the same thing too, and I don't blame him. Will and Danny just went to war. Like, imagine any of those two guys battling 7 days after battling each other. Like, no matter how frequently you do this, like, preparing for Ill Will is not an easy assignment. He's one of the best in the world. And Danny Myers, at the very least, he's never going to leave his foot off the gas pedal, so you have to at least try for Danny. So, battling 7 days apart after battling those two guys, yeah, I would reschedule my battle too, especially when Danny Myers has battled for a month. He averages a battle a month the last 2 years. If there's anybody that can take a sick day that has PTO accumulated they can use, it's Danny Myers, all right? If Danny Myers no-show to battle, I wouldn't even be upset, all right? Like, if there's anybody that deserves to rest, it's Danny Myers. So, Danny and Drugs will probably go down in the near future. Will and Prep, the same thing, but Prep had some very, 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 very spicy words for Ill Will. And the way he was talking, I gotta admit, made me feel like Will. I mean, I'm never worried about Will with any opponents, but it made me feel like Prep had something in store for him. Like he really had something crafted where he's like, yo, I'm very confident in my material. And I guess like every battle rapper is supposed to be confident. Confidence should be a prerequisite of battle rapping, period. Because if you're not confident, like this is no way to succeed. But it's something about like there's different levels of confidence. Like there's guys that are really laid back. There's guys that don't do a lot of talking, so that lets you know they're prepared. There's guys that do a lot of talking, and they have expectations to meet because they said it for themselves. Let me see if I get a clip here of some of Prep's words to Ill Will, because let me just say, that brother was talking hot. You don't talk to Ill Will like that. You don't piss Ill Will off. Ill Will's not a guy that you just poke at like this. Let's get it going right here, man. Prep's words for Ill Will.
I heard your first round. Is the next two about to be just as...
What's the first round like, though? Is he winning the first round?
Man,
is
all I
he
know
winning the first?
It's one of the more dangerous rounds against Ill Will I've heard. So.
Thank you. And shit, he said to Danny, nothing like that.
Let's get it.
Facts. You know how it is, bro?
He says he has one of the most dangerous rounds for Ill Will ever. Prep is feeling himself. Prep deserves to feel himself, you know. He definitely has an inconsistent trajectory over the years, but he's definitely a professional. Somebody who at the very least always gives his all. Somebody that had a lot of promise, but never has given up. You know what I mean? Heard it before, says Ozzy. Hey, listen, man, we all have heard it before. Let's be honest, we're all still picking Will to win, right? Like, that's what we're doing, right, chat? Like, if the battle goes down tomorrow, you had to put in a betting ticket, you're putting it in for Ill Will still, right? All I'm saying is that Prep made me a little more interested. Oh, Buck City said no. Buck City is going for Prep. How about Jack Boy and Jay for 100 block? Solid battle. You've seen one Jay battle. You've seen a lot of them. Man, Jay is such an intuitive personality. And sometimes it strikes me how good he is at analyzing battles and breaking things down. And when it comes to his performances, he relies on angling so much or taking little comedic routes. And it's like he knows how to, it's almost as if he knows all the tricks. He just can't do it at a high level. So it's like the skill's there, the work ethic is there. Maybe just the talent isn't there. But salute to Jay nonetheless. Jack Boy, I'm ready for Jack Boy to get back to business. Like, let's be honest now. Jack Boy has battled Craig Lamar. He's battled Rubando. Now he's battled Jay 400 block. And those three names consecutively, I'm going to be honest, I couldn't watch a battle from all three of those guys consecutively if you asked me to. Like, that's just not going to happen. So I couldn't imagine the level of motivation he had to battle those three guys. Like, these are almost like rehab battles, right? These are like battles to get back to the level he should be at, I guess. But that's it. It's Jack Boy's ready. Like, Jack Boy at this point now has more rehab battles than PGs. So he's working almost harder to get back into the league than he is to have gotten into the league in the first place. And none of those battles dropped. And at some point, when you keep throwing lower level opponents to somebody, they're going to play at their level field because they're not going to be motivated to exceed that. So, look, man, he threatened you at Nome, but I'm ready. I'm ready to see Jack Boy Main back on the stage against a solid name, man. Unvault them things. That low life. Some fans are dickheads. They deserve it. Hey, man, listen, man. The people are ruthless in battle rap, all right? The people are 100% ruthless. And I got to give it to you motherfuckers, man. You guys had the heat to my feet on Saturday. Y'all were on my helmet. Y'all wanted updates. Y'all wanted them fast and ready. You wanted them accurate. And you wanted the bars to be good. Y'all wanted everything. Y'all deserve the updates on Saturday. God damn, what's being torn down? I noticed some of y'all that appreciated it. You know, one bad apple don't ruin the pie for everybody. It's not gonna stop. But I was just shocked. I'm like, wait, hold on. Like, isn't this what you want? You want updates? They hated you for the bars you said. Hey, listen, man. Sometimes some bars in person just sound better than when you write them out. And some bars sound better when you write them out than when you say them. Sorry. It happens. It definitely happens. Nah, I said they hated it. Well, all right, man. This solo broadcast was fun, man. We tried a whole lot of new things out here. We had the side chat so everybody could see their messages. I hope that was a little more intuitive for some engagement for you guys. I got the little radio style going on. Now that I got a Skype number, we're going to start taking calls. Maybe we'll do more of these nightcap shows if y'all like them. I liked it. It was a little bit of a different experience for me. I'm on the solo set, so I'm running everything all at once. I could do a little better. Of course, I'm very critical of myself, so this can only get better over time. But maybe I like these. Maybe these can come around more often. We'll see what's up with it. But we had an obligation to fulfill. We couldn't bring to you LTBR Daily this Monday, so we will be back Tuesday. LTBR Daily Monday through Thursday, 10:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And guess what? This show was ad-free. No ads, no Manscaped plugs. Salute to Manscaped. No Peace Watcher plugs. Salute to Peace Watchers. Even though now I just plug them in. But you got an ad-free show. This is great. This is great. It'd be great to see you again. I appreciate that. Shoe Gang. He glad not with him. A lot of MCs at war lately. Yeah. I'm going to leave it at that. All right, everybody. We'll be back Tuesday morning. Appreciate that. French like Chris Paul today. Ha 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 ha. Nah, I need more nighttime. Yo, CJ, if you like the nights, man, I appreciate it. I want to see what people think of the nights. Next is when I'm getting my invite. Yo, next, man, holla at me. You know where to find me, brother. We gonna chop it up for show because you have been progressing. You're trying to be great. You tapping with the media. You rub elbows with the vets. Like, I really like the way you move in this game. So I see we're not talking about battle rap, priors, and paperwork. Listen, man, that's for tomorrow's show, man. There's a lot of spicy stuff that still happen. We didn't get to. We ain't talking about Ace Amin and Top Pretty. We didn't even talk about the riot battles. You know what I'm saying? There's still more URL things going on. There's a lot of stuff we didn't get to. So tomorrow, though, France Tell Caffeine Friday nights could be lit about that bag. Yes. Oh my God, Tata. If they increase everything for us, we would increase everything for y'all. Ace, I mean, yo, Ace, man, I'm literally wrapping up. I'm closing shop. I'm about to close down, but Ace, you were talking to me the other day. You know, I need to get you on ASAP because you went viral on Saturday in Staten Island. All right, you made yourself heard. You made yourself a headline over the weekend. Almost a leading headline over a lot of the other things that happened. Like, you had Born Legacy, the riot, and then it's like, oh, no, Ace Amin is the leading story now. Yeah, saving coffee and Geechee for Toxic Thursday. Yeah, we Toxic Tuesdays. We bring that shit back tomorrow, man. All right, man. LTBR Daily. We'll see you tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. in the morning. Yo. What it do, baby?